Thank you. Awesome.
Hey you guys, Eddie Collins here at HW's headquarters with the dogs, so sorry about the barking, you guys. I'm here actually with my buddy John Rayburn. He puts on together this great little event here, Santa's Little Helper, and if you guys have never been on this toy drive, I actually had the opportunity to go on it myself and take my family. It's so cool, you guys. So we're lucky that John actually came in to go ahead and tell us a little bit about it. So John, thanks for coming in, man.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
It was awesome. It was so much fun, and it was a huge success.
Yeah, it was.
Very cool.
It was. Every year we're afraid the club, we get together and we start talking, and we're going, you know, like one year we'll have rain, and we go, yeah, are they going to come in, or is it people going to come in the rain? They always come in the rain, and there's a bunch of toys, or it's freezing cold, or it's too hot, or whatever. We're always wondering, are people going to come to this? And this year, of course, we got the virus thing, and we're going, well, are people going to come out?
Right.
Let's try it. Can we do this thing? You know, and they came out.
They definitely came out, and it was amazing. I mean, it was funny. Ron Fleming's like, everybody get in your cars, we're all taking off, you know, and just going through Yorba Linda and the neighborhood with all the lights and everything. How long ago did this start? When did this start?
First year was 200004. We did it. So this was the 16th.
Okay.
16th we did it, and luckily we were able to do the 16th. We thought, well, maybe we have to skip a year. Let's try not to. And people in the club were all talking, can we pull this thing off? You know, and with a bunch of protocol, you know, and thankfully we were, you know. We had to clear it through the police department, you know. I floated it to them, and I go, this is what we have in mind. And she goes, okay. She goes, I love it. I want to do it. She goes, but I need to clear it with my sergeant. I need to clear it with the captains. I need to clear it with the chief. You know, so there's about
Fullerton. Do you guys also do Anaheim too, or just Fullerton?
Fullerton Police.
Okay, because that's where it ended last night. Right?
At Fullerton Police. Yeah. We do it every year with Fullerton Police. They have a program that they normally do, and what we normally do with it is we have the toy collection, and then Fullerton Police, they have a list of the families that are in need around Fullerton. You know, they come into contact with it. And some of the toys they actually take and they put in some of the cars. So if they're out on a call, they go to kind of a bad call, a family or whatever and all that, and they can tell, you know, hey, they might need some help or whatever. They have toys for the kids in the cars. But then they do an event where they adopt all these families, and they have a Santa Claus in, and sometimes a Mrs. Claus, and they give them breakfast, and they do all these things for them, and they're able to get all the toys. Wow. So that was the trick this year, is like, okay, because they're not probably going to be able to do it that way this time. How can we pull this thing off? So I floated it to them. I go, we can get the toys to you. Can you do the thing that you do afterwards? And she goes, okay. She goes, let's work on it. So what we figured out was she's Christy Wells, the girl that I contact with and everything. She was able to get in contact with the Fullerton school district. Because they contact a lot of the families also and know who is in need. Okay. So what was sorted out is that they're not going to do the main event. They're going to do this via the school district. But what they're going to do is they're going to do individual boxes and figure out ages, and they're going to do boxes of toys to, you know, match the age ranges of the people in the families. That's great. And that way, because the worry was, they're saying, okay, we could do it, because they normally do it at Fullerton Police. They go, but if we have one family in at a time, the kid picks the toys, and by the time you get to the end, the people are going, oh, okay, well, that's what's left. I guess that's what we get. So they wanted to avoid that. So they do like individual boxes with age ranges that were able to tailor to the families. And then they had some people, I'm not sure who exactly they said. They told me that they were able to get some gift cards for like groceries and things like that. So they're able to get some gift cards so they can help them with food too.
That's so cool. You know, that is cool.
So, especially right now, I mean, with people that have either been furloughed or let go of their jobs and stuff, I mean, I think it's a hit. I think one of the neatest things was last night, the fact that families come out and they're basically camped out in front of their homes, watching all the Volkswagens go by. I mean, it's a parade on wheels.
We're the entertainment, and that's what the families always say. So Kristen from the Yale Street that we go to with the big sparkling balls up in the trees, she always says, she goes, we plan family events around this thing. When are you guys coming through the neighborhood? What's the date? About what time are you going to get there? And I'm usually talking with her back and forth, and you know, I go, we should get to you about 5:45, or okay, great, you know. And they plan family outings, and they come out and everything. And then that family, they were saying that they have communication with you know, the community right there that does all the decorations, because they coordinate, you know, the boom truck and everything like that to get everything up in the tree. So they said, hey, we want to donate too. So they said, can we, you know, how do we get the toys to the destination? So I told them, well, you come through early. We're going to set up early. You know, hand everything through the windows. Or you can fall in line and follow some of the parade. So it looks like they did both, because we had, you know, cars come ahead of time, and then some people that came that followed all the Volkswagens. We were loading up boxes. The Fullerton police said they got a bunch of large moving boxes, so we could load it up and put it in all their vehicles to drive it across the street in there, and then they have you know, they can unload it or just take it straight to over this place that they have figured for the school district. And we're in there, we're going, okay, I see some of the cadets, they're over there going, okay, wait a minute, what are we going to do with these? And I'm going, what are those? And I go, it's, you know, these huge boxes and everything, they're bicycles. You know, they need to be assembled, but they're giving bicycles, they're giving, you name it, they're giving all sorts of stuff.
That's so
you know,
cool.
Dolores Berg was in the you know, parade of cars as usual and everything like that. I'm not sure what she gave, because of course we're handing stuff through the windows and everything like that. But if it's coming from Dolores Berg, it's usually something really interesting.
Right.
And because it's usually see the police officers, they're always looking, going, have you seen this? You see what this lady brought? Because it's usually something from Germany or something, you know. So there's no telling what Dee brought. But there's always something very cool, and everybody always brings stuff that the police and everybody's going, gosh, I'd like this. This is really neat. Look at this stuff. This is great, you know.
No, it's pretty neat. I think what's really cool is the fact that obviously Volkswagen community, everything comes together.
Yeah.
Obviously the DKP guys, you guys definitely have a sense of community, which is awesome, and you feel it. You definitely feel the spirit.
Well, we want to get back. I mean, they put up with us. You know, we did. You know, we've done all the first nights in Florida, in Fullerton for years and everything like that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like we better, you know, kind of get back to the community. So they're good to us, so let's be good to them.
You know, I think it's cool. You know, one of the reasons that we also wanted to talk to you about it was because of the fact that there's a lot of folks that you guys can actually put something like this together, you know, where you guys are, where you live, whether it's a dozen cars or we got, what, 135 cars?
135 is what I counted, and there was probably a few more. There was others that came through that, you know, we did this as a no contact thing. We said at the start, everybody stay in your cars, that we need to follow this protocol. And at the end, they were coming through, and there were several officers that were picking up the toys, and I was giving plaques out.
Yeah.
But some of them, you know, they're handing the toys out, and they were going to leave. So, you know, I was on the move on some of them trying to get plaques, and there's I think 2 or 3 that drove out without me getting a plaque, and Ben Salazar's over there laughing at me, going, "You tried," you know. So we tried. So 135 plaques were given. So that meant 135 cars.
Very cool.
And there was probably, I want to say maybe 3 cars that got missed that I counted anyway. Of somebody just driving off. I'm going, whoa, wait, you know, they're gone, you know.
Oh, wow.
So we tried.
Catch up with you later. No, but I think it's so cool. I mean, I think it'd be awesome. I mean, what are we, December 7th right now? Yeah. There's an opportunity to do something, you know, and it doesn't have to be on a grand scale. But I think it's so neat when you can actually go ahead and work with your local, you know, community, police department, and the schools, and so forth. It's very easy to identify people that might need help. I mean, sometimes you don't know who needs help. Yeah. And right now, this is definitely a trying time.
I mean, I have to say, too, because I know I was talking with Christy, with Fullerton Police, and Fullerton Police are great with this stuff. They want everybody to be okay, you know. And I was telling them, I go, at my parish that's right across the street, they have a ministry that gives food, and they give clothes, and they try to help people out with rent and everything. And people always say, oh, that's nice, they help the homeless. Yes, they do, but they help the community.
Right.
And I'll go there on a Thursday morning, and I look, and there might be 300, 400, 500 people lined up around here, and these are just people that you would see on the street. These are just normal families.
Yeah.
They're in trouble, you know, with all this stuff going on. Their business is closed, or they're out of work, or whatever. And so I'm telling Christy, I go, we really, really had to do this because a lot of people need our help.
That's awesome.
With this, they really need it. So, you know, had we not been able to pull this off, I really would have felt bad if we wouldn't have been able to do it. So
and you're you're a good person. Man.
Oh,
so
well, it's the club. The club did this, and,
I know, but
and
still,
this
it's
is
like, you put a lot of work toward it. There's organizing it and so forth. I mean, I think it's really, really admirable. So,
well,
I know
thank
those
you.
people
I
thank
appreciate
you.
it. Well,
Very, very cool.
as long as we can help, that's to make sure people are okay. That's the main thing.
No,
so I try to tell everybody. I go just despite what anybody thinks, follow the protocol and do this so we can get to help the family.
Yeah,
that's the main thing.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
It was cool. One of the neatest things was my son noticed last night in a oval window beetle. There were 5 people in this. It was in this bug, and a roof rack with toys and stuff on top and the lights. And I mean, it was funny because in the back seat there was a young boy who looked like he was napping, falling asleep. And then they also have the baby carrier right here, and then somebody else in the back. And he goes, "Oh my gosh, there's 5 people in there." And it was just so cool to see families coming together and just cruising your VW.
There was a bus, an old bus. I don't know what year. It was on the older side, though. It was pretty old. And I looked in, and we were laughing about it. There were 18 people in this bus. And it was a family. We're looking, we're going, "Do you see this? Do you see this?" Christy goes, "Hey, look at this." And the Santa went over. Fullerton Police had a Santa for us that they sprung on us. There were a couple imposter Santas coming through the ride, and Santa would run out there, "Hey, wait." It was pretty funny. But we're looking, we're going, "Do you see this bus that was going there?" Everybody's going, and we're, "How many?" I go, "Well, I counted 18, and there were kids and everything like that. Everybody's in there waving and everything going by. And it's like, this is, okay, here is a family outing. They're saying, okay, you can't go and do this. You can't go to Disneyland. You can't do this.
Yeah.
And, well, you can go on the toy cruise, so everybody's in the car, they decorate the car, and they go out, and here's this huge family in this bus, and I think that was the most I saw in any one car. But there was the oval window with all the people in it, and all the families in there. Kids are waving and everything. If I was a little kid, that'd be a great outing. That'd be cool. I'd love it.
It was so funny too when we were going through Yorba Linda and going into the police house and people driving over the parking lot. Don't turn the headlights on so we can actually see all the lights. Just from little babies to elderly folks, just giving you a thumbs up, a sign. Just it's all these really cool Volkswagens just making their way around with the lights, you guys. The lights. So.
next year, you know, assuming that everything goes back to normal and so on and so forth, but even if it doesn't, you know, and we can go ahead and still participate, what's the best way that somebody can kind of plan? Is there a website? What's the best way to go ahead and find out about it?
We have the Decliner Panzers Facebook page on there. That it usually goes up on there first. I start posting what's going to be going on there. Dustin, he oversees our webpage, which is dkpcarclub.com, and then we have a Twitter account also that's linked to everything too. Cool. And I think that's just, I can't remember the Twitter account, the name of the Twitter account.
I'm sure, but you can probably do a search for it.
Yeah, I think it's Decliner Panzers or it's DKP Club or something. I don't remember the name. I'm sorry.
But at least there's a couple of different ways that we can find out about it.
Yes.
So.
And then we kind of coordinate too as we get things. You know, Dustin will call me up and he'll say, "Okay, are you ready to post?" Yes. And then you know, Carlos will pull off of that. So you know, there's kind of a blast of stuff. You know, like the poor guy that started in the wrong place last week. He was looking at the Twitter, and I go, "Okay, did you punch the navigation in Facebook?" "Oh no, I got it off of Twitter." "Okay," you know, and so we're trying to stay covered in that way. So if someone's not on Facebook, maybe they have Twitter, or they can go to the website, whatever, and do it. But you know, generally we do it, or we've done it. Well, every year we've done it for 16 years, and it'll be the first Sunday of December, unless something happens. But you know, if we're able to do it this time, we can do it again.
Awesome.
So you know, so come out for the 17th annual. You know,
you know, it's crazy because even at the staging area where we're going to take off, it's a car show.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just nuts. Type 1, Type 2, Type 3, Type 4. I mean,
That's why we ask permission, because otherwise they're gonna there's all these. What are you guys doing?
Yeah,
you know,
it's an impromptu car
show.
show.
Can we come and be here for a half hour? Yeah. Okay. You know, come in. You know.
No, it was very cool. So thank you for taking the time to come in and tell us about it. And I mean, congratulations, it was a success. I got my dash plaque.
You got your plaque.
I'm stoked. But thank you for all the effort that you put into in the club. Thank everybody at the club. As well.
Absolutely.
And, thank you guys have definitely
the club. We just wanted to get this thing done to help the families. You know. So we're able to pull together and do it. So
I think they definitely have. So
cool. And thank Fullerton Police and the Fullerton School District too, because they're the ones that are going to be getting all these toys for the families.
That's awesome. Yeah. So some families will definitely be having a pretty good holiday.
I hope so.
Season,
I hope so. They need it.
Cool.
They need it.
I know. Awesome. Well, thanks, John.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Eddie.
Thanks for watching, you guys.
Thank you, Shem.